Do you have Minecraft but need more people to play with? Well, you can come join my realm right now and we do fun things every day. I'll give you a place to build whatever you want and you can help us on big projects to get a shout out on my YouTube channel. Simply join my Discord server, link in the description, and the instructions are on there. Now I'm going to give you a tour of this world. At base we have our storage room. This is basically just a room where we put all of our different items and we have chests for each one. So whenever we need something for a project or we need somewhere to put all of our items after a project, we come here and we always have whatever we need. Up this ladder we have another room which contains all the items we don't really use very often. Across the hall from the storage room we have the spiral staircase that goes all the way down to bedrock. At different levels of the spiral staircase we have different rooms for different purposes. This is our sugarcane farm so we never run out of firework rockets, and this is the hallway with red carpet that goes from base over to Noah's house. As you can see, we do like to decorate things around here. Noah is still building his house, but it's going to be super dope when he's done. If we keep going down the spiral staircase, we get to our villager room. This is the place most of our resources come from, and we have chests on the wall with things like emeralds and books. Here we have all the workstations for our villagers, and most of them give us different books for enchantments. We name the villager whatever book they have. Right here we have mending, and if we glide over all these other ones, you can see they give us all these different books right here. A section of this room is dedicated to villagers with quartz because we made a tower out of quartz, which I'll show you later. This is our cow and sheep pen, and I dyed a few of these sheep red so I could make the red carpet you saw earlier. Next to this we have our auto harvesting farm. Let me just show you guys how it works right now. When we flip this lever, as you can see, water comes down and swoops up all the plants and then puts it into these hoppers which funnel into that chest. I put buttons on the side to stop the water from going onto the path. When I turn this lever off, it closes all the pistons at the top so it retracts all the water and we're free to start planting. A level below this, we have the bee lab. Now, the bee lab is probably the most decorated place in this entire Minecraft world. Actually, it's an interesting story of how this place came to be. One time a bee stung me and I drank milk and more bees kept on stinging me until I died anyways. At that point I declared war on the bees, so I started making this lab. But while I was making it, I accidentally would strike one of the bees and this would happen. So I had to make some adjustments in the lab and make a more efficient way to kill these guys without all of them trying to attack me, because then they would all die. So this is the main area where I can breed all the bees, and then I would just kill them back in the fighting chamber at the end. The bee war story is actually kind of entertaining. You should go watch the videos. Anyways, down below the bee lab, we have our fighting ring. This is where players come to hatch it out when they have beef, or just for the hell of it. And right here is where the audience sits, but if we go around, this is where you can get into the ring and actually fight. In order to get out, you have to press this button, but if you press it during a match, it means you forfeit and you lose. This is where you put all your stuff and set your respawn point, and in this little chest, we have food for while you're fighting. Also, the reason there's random pieces of glass on the wall is because of the beacon. Another level below, we have the bone meal factory, which contains 3 smaller bone meal farms and a poppy farm. These bone meal farms are from a JC Plays video, so shout out to him. We also decorated this room just a tad with stone bricks for the floor, walls, and ceiling. Down here we've got elevator access next to our room with horses. As I'm sure you can imagine, horses definitely aren't the primary method of transportation. In fact, they're rarely used. What is a good method of transportation though? Ice tracks. More specifically, packed or blue ice tracks. This one goes to the industrial district, but I'll get back to that. This was a room that we previously built the beacon in, but we ended up moving it down. Next up is the iron mine. We don't really use this one much anymore because we have an actual iron farm that uses villagers. And yes, the beacon runs through here. Speaking of the beacon, that's actually next on our list of rooms. The beacon room. It's covered floor to ceiling in gold blocks. I wanted to use diamond blocks, but I'm afraid we don't quite have that many yet. We have our 2 effects, speed and haste. I think this room is pretty cool, but like everything else, we made a YouTube video about it. And that includes the execution chamber. This room is literally, well, what it sounds like. It's an execution chamber. When you stand on this plate right here, it opens up doors and then drops you into lava. There's hoppers below that collect your loot, and this took a ton of redstone and about 6 hours of work. This next room is actually an abandoned project. It was gonna be an underground parkour course, but I decided it was taking too long to build and I dropped the idea. Maybe I'd keep doing it if I didn't have to upload a video every day, but I do, so that's not an option at the moment. Besides, I'm not that good at parkour anyway. As you can see, if you fall off, the only way to get out is through this escape route right here. This is the diamond mine. We had to make a hallway to go around the elevators, but we just go down these and mine diamonds. Finally, at Bedrock, we have this up elevator and this packed ice track that goes over to the giant trampoline. I'll go over there in a second to show you what's over there, but right now I need to show you everything else that's at Bedrock, like our Nether portal room and this other ice track that goes to my very own private island. We also have a down elevator, but I'm not a fan of it because of how slow it is. Now I'm going to take you through this portal and show you our Nether base on the other side. As you can see, we have another ice track, but this one's different because it's actually blue ice. If you didn't know, it's 8 times faster to travel in the Nether, so this actually is the fastest way to travel in Minecraft. Here's our strip mine for netherite, and this is our honeycomb farm, but it's in the Nether because it's twice as fast due to no daylight cycle. We have a chest down here, and all the honeycomb gets automatically moved into it with a minecart on a rail. If we go outside in the Nether, we can fly around and see all the nearby Nether scenery. There's plenty of lava lakes, which I think looks really cool, and we have our base right here in front of it all. But that's enough of the Nether. Let's head back to the overworld. Now we're going to go down this packed ice track and check out the area with the giant trampoline. And here it is. Basically, it's just some slime down at Bedrock with a giant shaft above it, and you can fall from sky limit all the way down to Bedrock. The other big attraction in this area is this 5-layer mega field. We have 5 different animals, one on each layer, and these layers are 100 by 100 blocks. And since every layer is 2 blocks thick, that means it took at least 20,000 blocks per layer. 5 layers, that's 100,000 blocks. And considering we had to dig all those blocks first, that means we interacted with 200,000 blocks for this one project. On these layers we have, of course, rabbits on the top, then chickens, then pigs, then cows, and on the final layer, sheep. Tons of sheep. But this isn't even close to how many I want to get. I want to fill this pen clear full of sheep to where they eat all of the grass. As for the other packed ice track, it goes to the industrial district, which I'm going to show you right now. This is the little shelter I made over the entrance to the ice track. And here we have that tower I talked about, made out of 100% quartz. Okay, technically it has glass windows and wooden signs in there to mark the levels, but you get the point. Anyways, this is the gold farm. If we flip this lever right here, then zombified piglins will start dropping from those portals above into this killing chamber. I can stand right here and collect all the XP. Since all of my tools have mending, I can fix them as well by doing this, including my elytra. After a bit of time standing here, as you can see, the tools will get healed, and you just have to stand there and wait for them and switch between all of them to make sure they get done. At the top level of the quartz tower, we only have some beds, so this is essentially a glorified hotel at the moment. On the roof, we can look over and see the creeper farm. It's a source of all our gunpowder, and this, combined with the sugarcane farm, is the only reason we have so many rockets. So yeah, as of now, these are the only 3 buildings in the industrial district, but we plan to make a whole lot more because there's a lot more farms that we still haven't built yet. So now that I've given you a tour of everything in this world there is to give you a tour of, you should probably click the link in the description and go join the Discord server. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the instructions of how to join this Minecraft realm will be there. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.